if you're not from America, like, no, I mean, your generation, at least 3 generations back, you were not from America, you're not from Ireland, you're not from UK, you're from Africa, and other, extra places. This message is for you, particularly my people. Like, I'm talking to my people, we're Nigerians. For the fact that we're Nigerians, do you know, we already have this issue I'm going to discuss. A typical African person grew up afraid of things we don't know, afraid of things we don't understand, afraid of even things that other people take for granted. Typically, an African person, when you see a black cat, I'm not saying everybody, but mostly, if you see a black cat at odd hours of the day, your mind will quickly go to witchcraft, witches and wizards, or something. It is the same God that created the cow you're eating, that created the cattle, but we don't consider that because of our background. And because of that, we need to take extra time to work on ourselves. A typical African person grew up with fear of the unknown, things you don't understand, because that's how our environment has programmed us. We're going somewhere with this, our gist. Our environment, if you grew up in Africa or any other third world country, or we don't call them politically correct, you call them developing countries, developing nation. If you grew up in a even some Irish people still have it. How are you? Oh, I've been around, darling. I've been around. You feel free. The number is there. You can call in to share your experience with what we're discussing tonight. Most of us grew up with fear. Most of us have fear of unknown, fear of things that our ancestors, and some of it is even subconscious. It's like inside us. We did not generate it, but because it was part of what we grew up in, it will take time. It will take time for it to really leave our system. Even those of us that are living abroad, we still find ourselves being superstitious about certain things that we don't understand. Quickly, we go back to that old programming of being afraid of new technology, being afraid of things we don't understand, being afraid of, in our culture, people that are wealthy use it to oppress other people. So when we come into an environment where wealthy people want to do good, sometimes we look at them with one kind eye, like, what's in this person? What's the person looking for? What do they want? Because we grew up in an environment where people, when they are helping you, they have hidden agenda. They have hidden agenda. Hidden agenda. If you find, even in Africa, before somebody can sponsor people, give them a scholarship, sometimes, only those that have church mind will not make you go through some things that you don't want to talk about. So when you come from that kind of environment, we need to talk about it. We need to address this issue. We need to talk about these things. We need to discuss them because they are hidden and they inform our decision. I'm going to tell you why I'm discussing this. We're going to go into it later, but I just want to lay a foundation that most of us are still living in the fear of things we don't understand. We're living in the fear of the unknown, fear of things we don't understand, anything that is not like clear to us. We're always skeptical. We're always looking at it. We're not open to new things. We're not open to new ideas. We're not open to new technology. We're not open to new things because of that fear. And it's robbing us. It's robbing us of progress. It's robbing us of progress. It's robbing us of so many things. It's only in Africa. It's coming. Things are getting better. I'm not saying things are getting better, but it's not yet there. You see, an American will say, "Oh, this was my experience." Blah blah. They talk about it freely. But in Africa, they say, "Hey, don't so, my summer. Hey, don't talk about it. Everything is hidden. You want to hide. Everything is hiding, and that's why things are spoiling." The topic I was supposed to discuss, I never even get heart to talk about what was laid in my heart to discuss. I'm still warming up to see how I'm going to put my mouth, how to discuss it. Some of the evil, secrecy, and don't let people know, don't let people hear, has made a lot of things are buried under the ground. People are suffering in silence. People are suffering in silence. Hey, don't let that person know. Don't let that person know. Because we want to maintain reputation. We want maybe people not say na your own nine was bad. Make people no talk. Make them for no say na your own nine no better. Make them know for carry your matter. In fact, you know what? The funny thing I just noticed in Facebook. So people come and post and say monitoring spirits, that people are monitoring them. Don't be stupid though. If you're on social media, you are exposing yourself already. So if you have that post that monitoring people are monitoring you, remove yourself from Facebook, remove yourself from Instagram, remove yourself. Nobody will be looking for you, looking at you. Don't be silly. You come and put on Facebook, people are monitoring you. Why did you put yourself there? If you don't want people to monitor you, I'll see you. Please, my people, we should not be silly. We should not be stupid. People are monitoring you. Who are you they are monitoring? People that we get, everybody get their wahala. Nobody they look your face. Now you they bring your picture. Come on, so people look you. Nobody is interested in your case. Nobody is looking at you. It is you that you're exposing yourself. Monitoring, it is you that is monitoring yourself and exposing yourself. If you don't want anything to be on social media, don't put it there. Don't put it there. This is what I have to just, because I've seen it more than 3 or 4 times. Some come and post, people are monitoring you. Do not put yourself out in the public if you don't want to be monitored. I have friends that are not on social media. They say they don't have the strength and the wahala for it. People like us, we have the strength. Because, some evil parties can happen on social media. Some good can happen as well. There are some of you that would not have known me, that would not have heard my voice, if not for social media. So, social media has advantage and disadvantage. It is what you put out. Nobody force your hand. Nobody will ever come to your house, post your picture by mistake. It is you that will post your picture. It is you that will bring out yourself. You're the one that will do actually. You go expose yourself on social media, and you're saying people will not be monitoring you. If you mistakenly come, I go look at your picture. I don't even have time, but if I do, sometimes before I even come, I would look. I like to know where people are, what's happening. You know, because social media, it has advantage and disadvantage. You cannot be coming to preach about water turning into wine when people are looking for another kind of gist. You know? So if you have that post, please remove it. People are monitoring you. You will monitor yourself. You are the one monitoring yourself. You're the one exposing yourself on social media. And you're saying people should not monitor you. Huh? Yeah? So before I get distracted, please, this thing I'm discussing, me too, I am guilty of it. I also have to work on myself. Those of us from Africa, we are afraid of things we do not understand. We are afraid of things that we were not born into. As I told you, there was a program I did one time I was driving. I said, social media, some technology are levelers. Because none of us were born with it. Bill Gates had the privilege of learning programming when he was small. No, some of us, it's just by chance that we studied it in college. And even when they were teaching it to us, it was like teaching somebody how to fetch water. Meanwhile, we live in desert. So we don't even know where we will get the water. The only water we know is the one that you have to dig. You stand in the queue, you will line up, you will maybe buy, or the tap don't even run out regularly in Africa. Except now, you know. Some places, you have to be the one to dig your own borehole, connect it to a tanker, and the tanker will be coming in, bringing water for you. So some of us, a lot of things, we have to work on ourselves. And it is even worse if you're a Christian. You know, if you're not a regular, serious Christian, you go to church once, maybe twice a year, you don't have this problem because you're already exposed to the news. But if you're a Christian and you're regular, they've already brainwashed you that you should not read anything apart from the Bible. You and I have this issue. This issue of being afraid of technology. We're afraid of anything we don't understand. We're afraid of new things. Do you know, what brought about this issue was I was discussing with my mother. And she said, hey, the world is going to come to an end today. Not be today. Do you know, I nearly did not go to university because the world is coming to an end. I nearly like this, I for not go to university. Because when I got my jam, when I finished secondary school, I got my jam. One pastor came from nowhere and told me that you're going to church. Jesus is going to come before you graduate, and that you're not gonna be raptured because you're going to education. I just said no. Thank God for my father. My father is educated. My mom, even education don't help sometimes because both my parents are educated. Still, it was because it was like the theme of the day. Particularly if you grew up if you ever lived in the East, It's worse in the East. In the West, but like if you grew up in Lagos and all that, it's not that prevalent. But in the East, everything is Jesus coming back tomorrow. Don't do any other thing tomorrow. Until one day I asked the pastor, if Jesus is coming back, why are we paying offering? Why are we giving tithe? Why are we building, bringing money for building church? He said, no, you think too much. You know, when you are very intelligent and you ask intelligent questions, they will tell you that you know too much. They want to subside that one. No, don't talk about that one. Jesus is coming back soon. It's only for me not to finish my university. Why are we coming to church if Jesus is coming back soon? Why are we building church? Why are we building house? Say we call the house of God. We could just relax. Since Jesus is coming back, wait for him to come. So I was calling my mom. Is it not this Jesus is coming back that since, if you know when I finish secondary school, Jesus is still coming back. My children are finishing secondary school now. Since Jesus is coming back. Why am I discussing this? Some of us already grew up with fear. So much fear. Even when we were growing up, some things that were shown, I don't know about you. For those of you that lived in Lagos and you know about Herbert Ogunde, his movies were always about witches or something scary. We already have that fear. And we need to sit down and work on it. We need to really, really work on it, because if we don't work on it, it's going to rob us of opportunities. Somebody will be telling you of an opportunity that will better your life, better you the life of your generation, better the life of your... In fact, your ancestors will be clapping for you, but because of fear, we will not let go. We will not be open to new and better ways of doing things. Because of fear. The latest fear in town is 5G. Shall we go there? 5G. Internet. Do you remember the time that Deeper Life used to say that we should not watch TV, that it is the devil's box? All those things. Now looking back, it looks silly. It doesn't carry weight. That is how in 10 years' time, in 15 years' time, some of the things we consider to be a big issue right now will no longer be an issue. If you're watching and you're from a developing country, we need to take time and work on ourselves, so that this fear, we don't carry it and perpetuate it and even transfer it to our children. You know, something they want to do. Oh, don't do it. No. We should not perpetuate that fear. We should not keep on pushing it. Jesus is coming back soon. I'm not saying that Jesus cannot come back, but what I told my mom and I asked her, even Jesus prayed and said, let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Are there still parts of this earth that doesn't look like heaven? There are. It is our duty to ensure that his will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Are there people still dying of hunger, of poverty on this planet? There are. So the will of God has not been done all round. Has not reached every nook and corner of this planet. It has not. I'm not saying you should just throw caution to the wind. No, but we need to consider some of those things that we are attributing to Antichrist. Some of the things we're saying they are Antichrist might not be Antichrist though. You see, I'm not specifying you yourself. You know what you think. You take time to research. Do you remember when perming your hair was a reason why you will not be raptured? I don't know if there are people here that used to be where I used to be. Do you know? I thank God for wigs. We don't need to perm our hair anymore. We still look good. Do you know when there was a time? If you perm your hair, they say you fry your hair, you're going to hell. If you put eye pencil, you're going to hell. Lipstick, you're going to hell. But most of these people live in houses that are painted. Houses that are painted. We are the temple of the Holy Spirit. Why won't we look good? Why won't we look good? It's a question. So please, you yourself look into your life and discover where are the areas that fear of the unknown, fear of what you don't understand, fear of different kind of things have kept you captive. That even when they give you opportunity to expand your knowledge, maybe you're working in a place where they say they will even train you, they will pay for you to upgrade yourself. But because of fear, you will not allow yourself. You will not allow yourself to be great. Please, this is something we have to look into. We have to look into. It's so easy. It's so easy. Particular things we don't know, because most of us grow up in places where, like in my hometown, there are some masquerade you cannot watch. I will tell you this story. There was this masquerade that came and they told all of us to run inside. You cannot watch, you can't see them. Me, I was peeping through the door and I was looking at them. And there was another lady that brought up a TV program. I think her name was, because I'm not sure about her name again, in Nigeria. And she used to video them. And we will still watch it on TV. And they say, don't watch this kind of masquerade. So all these things were fear that were put into us. Fear so that we can confirm. Fear so that they tell us some funny story. I used to laugh at it now, but then it was not funny to me. One of the story they used to tell, I don't know about where you come from, so I'm going to tell you from my own perspective. When I was growing up, they used to tell us the story that there was this very beautiful lady that they gave her they presented 3 pots to her. One was very small, one was medium size, and one was a huge. And they told her to choose. And because she was very, very pretty, she went to pick the big one. The moral of that story, it's a long story. If I start telling now, this will take time. But maybe you've had something similar in your hometown. When she now chose the big one, or when she chose the handsome man or the rich man, they want to discourage ladies from marrying rich and wealthy men, from having huge aspiration. That's the moral of the whole story. So that you will be content with small. Why? Who said that? Who said that? But that's some of the things we are dealing with subconsciously. We come from an environment where when you have little, it's almost people are happy for you, or they don't badmouth you. We're coming from a culture wherein when people see somebody is wealthy and happy, they paint the person back. Do you know what I've noticed recently? Hey, please, if you know you're my enemy, please come out now. I just want to know, if you know you are my enemy, come out now. It's not when I want to become the president of something huge, then you come out and say, I did you something. If you know that you have something against me, come out now. Because what I have noticed on this planet is, when somebody, all this while, you were nothing. Nobody will disturb your life. Then you want to be vice president of a country, or president of one country, then somebody will come out from nowhere. When you were drinking Gary, nobody noticed you. Then when God decided to bless you with a mansion, somebody come out somewhere and say, hey, you did that to me. Please, if you know I did something to you, come out now. Do not wait for when my God will blow my own alarm. Bless me. Then you not say, Grace did this something. If you know I did you evil, come out now. So I make peace. Come out now. So we can make peace. Oh, I don't have an enemy, but if you consider me as your enemy, come out now. Not when I become great and I'm maybe looking for one position. Then you come and say, Grace, did you something? Come out now. Come out now. All these things stem from fear. And when you watch these things, you mean it subconsciously, before you know it, you start, when even God is pushing you to go to a great position, but because you know how they tear down people that are already there. How many of you, if God is coming to your heart, then you're going to do something great, then maybe you're going to be, maybe you're in Nigeria, God is pushing you to go for a politics and be a president. How many of you would like to go there when you remember how they're dealing with, how they're using Buhari for toothpick? How many of you would like to be pastors, seeing how they're dealing with pastors now? How they are, when you preach message, after 1 hour, they pick 2 minutes. When you're saying give tithe and offering, I tell you that. How many of you would like to be pastors? How many of you? That is the world we're living in, because of fear, because people don't know how to handle the fear of the unknown, fear of different type of fear. You want to be in the video? Please call. That is how it's let me see if I can. I don't know if it's possible. Let me see. Somebody say want to come. I don't know if it's possible. Is that possible? I'm not sure. Okay. It's difficult. So if you want to call, you call in on the phone. On the WhatsApp is +353 Oh, somebody. Oh, hold on. Maybe somebody has called. Divine Florence. Okay, hi. Hey, hi, Divine. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. How are you? How are you? Longest time. I think you were in my university. I'm not sure if you're the one, but I think so. Yeah, you're the one. You're the one. Hi, Divine. I can see you. I can see you. Unless you want to say something, you can call in and let's hear what you got to say. I'm not sure if you want to say something. I don't want to. I don't know if you want to. But that is the kind of thing we are all dealing with. That is one of the things we're dealing with. You understand? The fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown. I had to sit down and talk to myself. Where have I allowed the fear of the unknown affect? Okay, no, but the answer didn't go through. Sorry, guy, you didn't go through. You can only call on WhatsApp, and you can share your view on WhatsApp. You can share your view on WhatsApp. Okay, so where has the fear of things? Okay, hold on. Somebody's calling. Hello, 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 hello. How are you? Let's see. Hello. I don't know if it's going through. Hello, hello. How are you? How are you? Yeah. Do you have any contribution? Were you watching me on Facebook? Okay. 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 Yeah. Do you have anything to contribute about what we're discussing on, coming from developing country, how some of the things that we experience had kind of wired fear into us, that when things happen, we just automatically view it from that lens of fear. Let's say now, Corona, the 5G, how I'm even aware at the moment that the 5G has been stopped. The plan to bring 5G into Nigeria has been stopped. So all these things, I believe, stems from the fear of what we don't understand, and particularly our background, coming from that culture of where anything you don't understand seems to be mysterious and might lead to something that is very, very terrible. You understand? Okay, we lost her there. We lost her there. So, so as I was saying, because of that environment we come from, because of the culture we find, because of the culture that we grew up in, there are certain things that you know that others might just see it as, what's the big deal? Let's see where it will take us to. Let's see where this will lead. But because of that fear, because of fear of witches, wizard, what people say, we overreact. We overreact to issues of life. We overreact to things that we shouldn't overreact to. Or maybe miss out on opportunities. Maybe miss out on opportunities of things that otherwise would have been a blessing. Otherwise would have been a blessing. So, what, how can this be changed? Is for all of us to take our time. Take our time to reanalyze. Look at things differently. Look at things differently. Put a different spin on it. A different perspective. Look at it from all direction. Not just listen to one person that maybe the person's argument rhymes in with how we're already feeling. That everything, as I told you, since I left secondary school, since I knew something as a human being, I've always had the Jesus coming back, and that informed a lot of things that a lot of Africans believe in. A lot of things, and I don't think it's helping a lot of people, because if you had money it's not everybody. I won't say it's a lot of people, not everybody, because there are some people that still use their brain. Some people still use their brain. Some people still think for themselves. Some people still take out time to analyze things. It's not for everybody. It's not everybody that this thing affects, but majority of people from Africa, it affects people like from Africa. Wherein you see certain things that you would have seen it just view it a different way, but because of that fear of everything antichrist, 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 everything having a religious spin on everything to the point that you are no longer free to make decisions that will benefit you or benefit the people around you. Anyway, were you told that kind of story? Hi, Josh Tosh. I don't know who that is. You're welcome. Chine, how are you? A lot of people have checked in, but I don't know. I can't see everybody right now. Did you have that kind of story growing up? Did you have those kind of story that they told you? It was more like a folk story, but at the end of it, it was for you to be content with little when you can have more. It was for you to, it was to discourage people from achieving greatness, from working hard, from pushing themselves to be, not you. It's not as if it's not within your capacity, but it was a way. Hi, Pamela, how are you? How are you? What do you have to say about this topic? What do you have to say? Have you had this experience wherein every little thing they always find a way to use the Bible to almost not to almost prevent people from being all they can be? I don't think that's God's best for all of us. I don't think that's God's best for all of us. But these are things we have to be cautious, aware of, and work on it. And from time to time, check ourselves, ask ourselves this: if I wasn't born in Africa, if I was not from that part of the country, would I still think this way? Would I still I catch if sometimes I even catch myself, my children will say, oh mom, sometimes you can be superstitious. I said, I think that's because of where we came from. Hi Pamela, do you have any contribution? Yeah, it's because of where we come from. It's like it's already wired into us. Do you know there was a day somebody a friend of mine called me. She said that she traveled to Africa. She's from Benin or Delta. I'm not sure where she came from again. She said that that's how she came out in the early morning, as I think they just came back and the engine was still warm, and they saw three cats on the engine of their vehicle, and she said they had to kill it. I asked her, did you ever consider that it could be because of the warmth of your engine? Maybe those animals, they were cold. So because your engine was warm, so they were kind of finding warmth from the bonnet, the way they were sitting and keeping themselves warm. Hi, Chichi, how are you? She said, no, they killed it. The cats, they are witches. Huh? But these are things. I started asking her, she didn't answer my question. I said, could it be that because they were cold and your bonnet? She said, no, they had. I said, you just killed three innocent animals. I'm not. Please, you guys, I'm not from Delta or Benin, so I don't know what is the situation. Why they would go ahead and kill animal just because the animal was on their vehicle? Or have you had that kind of experience? Is it truly witchcraft, or is it just animals that were looking for warmth? You see, those are things that people just, it's like reflex. They don't even think about it properly. It's reflex, and they just take action that don't benefit anybody. That don't benefit anybody. If we were from here, where people even have cats for pets, black cats for pets, maybe we will not think like that. If we did not watch maybe some of the films they used to show, that they will always make it synonymous that cat is always used by witchcraft. I don't know about witchcraft. I don't know the details. Maybe you know better than me. But these are the things I feel is because we're from that kind of environment that encourages those kind of thought patterns. Here, they will put you in jail for killing animals. It's animal cruelty. But in Africa, people don't think that it's animal cruelty for you to kill animals for no reason. It's animal cruelty. It is animal cruelty. So, some of these things are things we need to look into to ensure that they don't stop us from, seeing further than things are, and it also includes 5G. I'm not telling you that I'm in support of it or I'm not in support of it, but somebody once said, and I believe it's wisdom, to always argue on both sides of the coin. You understand? If let's say now this thing, So if you, it's always good to look at things from both sides of the coin and be able to argue from both sides that why is this a good thing? I've taken time to look at it. Why is it, how is 5G a good thing? How will it benefit people? And what's the disadvantage? Things like that. I'm just giving you general, general topic. Is this a good thing? Is it not a good thing? If I was not from Africa, if I was not brought up with this attitude of, oh, everything is antichrist, everything is antichrist is not even yet on this planet. It's not yet on this planet. It's not. Antichrist is not yet on this. And it's like every generation he wants Jesus to come back in their generation. Do the work. If you want Jesus to come back, we have to do the work. We have not done the work. And most people are just, when it comes to something that we don't understand, oh, Antichrist. Oh, Antichrist. Oh, Jesus is coming. It's Antichrist. It's Antichrist. Please. Until God's will is done on earth as it is in heaven. Are there still people that are living hell on earth because of lack of knowledge, because of means? We have not done our work. We haven't done our work. We have not done what we're supposed to do. And we're looking for Jesus to come back. Anyway, that was how I would have missed going to university, because a pastor came and the way he was prophesying. Oh, don't go to university. If you go to university, Jesus will come back before then and you will not make heaven. See, me, I finished university longest time. I'm still occupying. Jesus has not yet come. So, the moral of the thing, getting back to the reasons that we should be mindful of the things. When an idea comes to us, where did this come from? What's instigated this kind of thought pattern? Why am I thinking that way? Why is it? Because of the environment we grew up in? When things happen, let's say for example, this corona and the 5G thing, it is not just one place it's happening. It's a global thing. It's a global thing. It's affecting both the rich, the poor, tall, fat. Everybody was affected one way or the other. Some people use this as a great opportunity to expand or to improve or increase their income. Some people are still sitting and still watching and still looking. So when things happen like that, everybody have different ways of responding to it, have different system. But at the end of the day, please let us look at things from different angle and from different perspective. Anyway, I believe we all have picked something from this thing I've just shared tonight. Let us not allow fear to be the reason. It takes time it takes time to break down those walls. It takes time to kind of they assemble one's thought and know that this is baseless. This fear doesn't carry weight. It's not substantial. It's not worth it. It's not beneficial. It's not helping. It's not helping in any way, in any form, in any shape. It doesn't benefit. It's not taking us forward. It's not helping our life. It's not helping us in any form, in any way. At all. So, unless somebody has something to share on this thing I've just discussed, unless somebody has something to share with us, any input, how do we see these things, What are the things that informs the way we look at things, the way we view things? What are the stories that we were told when we were young, when we did not even have the capacity, the mind, and the capacity to think for ourselves? We didn't have the capacity to reason or think outside the box. I don't know about you, but I know whenever we go, Being Igbo, we go home every two years to visit our grannies and all that. And they just cook up all these stories. Oh, it was because she chose the bigger parcel or gift and she did not get anything inside it. But the person that chose the small one, got a lot, huge things came out of it. Hmm? When I was even growing up, there was this story about a very pretty lady. So many people, she had so many suitors, and then she now chose the one that had big car, everything was fine, Then the story will always end up the way that when they were going to the man's house, the man like gave his car, or gave this one out. Somebody came and took one hand, somebody took one leg, and at the end of the day, he had one eye. Oh my goodness! Ah, that's brainwashing. As far as I'm concerned, that's brainwashing. It has no meaning. So people should not go for something that is good. It's a lie. Go for the best. Go for the best. Go for the best, but check with your guts. Go for the best, but check with your guts. Eh? Some of these things are things that people don't even know that's still ruling their decision on how to expand or enlarge. That capacity has been curbed because, hi blessing, how are you? Has been curbed. I was discussing about how we Africans or people that come from developing countries allow fear to hold hold us back, hold us back, hold us back from certain things, you know, hold us back. Even when we're living in places where those things no longer hold water, we still find ourselves not free to take certain decision. Like I remember when I came to this country and I got this letter um, that you could participate in politics in this country. Like, I was saying, is it possible? In Africa, where I come from, if you don't have uncle, people money, politics was out of it. No, they said no, you can. And true, they sent letter, and even in that letter, they give you money. Some of these posters people post, they support them. That is where you're living in a country where things function. They support, they give them money. You might need to put your money, of course, to maybe to enlarge, to print more, and to do your campaign. But here, they give you money, they support you. They do. It's not like you don't have to really know people to participate in politics. But I still had that mindset. Africa, you have to, if you're in politics, it's a huge deal. No, they sent me a letter and they said it's not a big deal. If you're interested, you have something to say, you're encouraged to move in. But because I'm telling you, as a then, I still had this fear operating largely in my life. I did not take I did not take that opportunity because I felt, politics, blah blah blah, a lot of things. I was just using Nigerian mindset. I was just using where I came from, the corruption and things there, to think it's similar here. So that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. That some of us, but thank God that mindset has been uprooted, or God is helping me to gradually get rid of that kind of attitude because we're living in a different environment. In fact, there was a time somebody even mentioned in America when people come even from Iraqi, Muslim country where women are being maltreated, they still go about thinking they are still in their hometown. They are still where they don't have a say. They can't say something. It's something that affects us in ways we don't even realize. In ways we don't even realize. Still walking as if, somebody is going to knock you down if you talk out, if you say your mind. Here, nobody will beat you if you say your mind. That's that one of the advantage of the social media. As much as they might not agree with you, but nobody will beat you. Nobody will. What can they do? What can they do? In Africa, if you think, if I talk too much, maybe the day I will need promotion or something, this person will not support. It's not like that here. You can say what is in your mind. Maybe that is what is going to even help us solve a lot of problems. Maybe that's what is going to go. Maybe that's it. It is in your mind that God has given the word that will be a solution. But because some of us still have that mindset, and particularly if you're still you're in a kind of relationship that kind of wants you to still remain like that, those talk, you're a woman, you still want to keep you in that position. May God help all of us. May God help all of us. Because let me tell you, even your husband grew up in that kind of environment too, where it was like suppression. The rich suppressing everybody, or You are not allowed to be who you are. You are not allowed to say what is on your mind. You are not allowed to be yourself because there is consequences. Maybe it's like even in some churches they will excommunicate you or something like that. It's no, we're no longer in that situation. We're no longer in that environment. We're no longer in that kind of atmosphere. But it still takes time, conscious effort to still be who you are meant to be. Conscious effort to say, no, I'm not going to react with fear. I'm not going to, just because you saw an animal pass a cat pass your house, does not mean I should be scared. They're just minding their own business. They're just going their own way. You don't concern me. You don't have to go and be praying unnecessary prayers that are not relevant. You can use your prayers and do something good, not to pray out of fear. This tonight is just to encourage us to look into some of the things we do and make sure we're not acting out of fear. Make sure we're not reacting out of fear. That was not this message is not the only thing that that was dropped in my heart to talk about. And I'm going to talk briefly about what was dropped in my heart to discuss about. Okay. I saw a post by a young lady. She was kind of lamenting. My prayer was that let it be that you know that sometimes when people say something out loud that they felt was like something that was to be suppressed or not to talk about. My prayer was that she was speaking out of the fact that God is healing her or has healed her. She said growing up, she was deemed to be a mature girl, and was exposed to pedophile, was exposed to things that she was not supposed to be exposed to. And I remember one woman of God mentioned that she was believing, maybe she didn't want to talk about it, she was believing God to raise some people that would discuss. And this lady, before I go to what the woman of God said, this girl's post kept on touching my heart in a way that I could not. In fact, it was almost like, I don't know, have you ever had something laid in your heart to do, but like it's a struggle? I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to discuss this thing. That was how the topic. I'm going to a different. I finished the first part, so this is part 2. That was how this was coming to me. For those women that know, or pastors, in Africa they don't keep sex offenders list. Some pastors, some leaders, some fathers are pedophiles. And if you're a woman, you're covering up, God is watching you. If you're a pastor, you're covering up. That when people commit an offense, even when they've been forgiven, they have to face the law so that they don't do it to someone else. And I've seen the post on Facebook about a pastor or something like that. It's not only pastors, it's across board. Imams do it, politicians do it, some parents do it. There was a case of them, a leader molesting their house help. If you are aware of something like that, if you are a woman, you know your husband is molesting your children and you don't talk. I don't know why that was laid in my heart. If you are a woman and you are aware of something like that, please, that whoever is involved in such has psychiatric problem, psychological and psychiatric problem, and they need help. They should be checked into, if we're in Nigeria, say Igbobi hospital. Any mental situation. The lady was kind of saying that she was defiled. She was exposed to things because they termed it that she was mature, a grown-up man going to children, going to secondary school, going to that. I know there was a time in Nigeria it was like even the people were proud to say they are. It is well. It's gradually things. It's gradual that we'll keep on addressing certain issues. But if, as a pastor, you're aware of people that have been having illicit relationship with children, please report to authority. Even here in Ireland, as a coach, as a counselor, before they coach you and counsel you, they'll tell you that whatever you're talking about will be kept secret except if it affects children. If it affects children. So I don't know why that was laid in my heart to talk about. I told you that I was looking for ways to say it, that because the weight of it was heavy on my heart. The way the lady said, she said she was exposed to things she shouldn't be exposed to when she was young. I remember one time I was in a house fellowship here in Ireland, and I just felt moved. There was something that happened, or I don't know, we're spirit being. I just felt moved, and I was discussing with a lady, a particular young girl. I saw something. I was telling her that she should have to be careful, that I don't care what amount somebody will give you, whatever amount they give you, in a few years' time you can foot that amount, because you'll be able to, with your education, you can work and you can be able to afford anything you want. No matter what somebody gives you and is exposing you to things that you shouldn't be exposed to, please report the person. Report the person to authority. Call the Gardaí. If you live in Ireland, call the Gardaí on the person. If you're in Nigeria, call police. It is all these things that people let them not say. That wives live with a husband that is molesting their children. For what? For what? What is he giving you? What is he giving you? That you will allow somebody to expose your children to evil. That kind of evil. Please, ladies and gentlemen, if you have children, take time to discuss with your children. Take time to hear them out. Make sure that they're not exposed unnecessarily. Make sure the so-called uncle that's coming to your house is not defiling your children. It's not exposing them to things they are not supposed to be exposed to. I told you that I did not even have the strength to discuss this topic, but I just said, let me throw it out there. The good thing about life is that God knows how to. Maybe somebody that needs this message, the person will just see my video and you come to this position. Only this I say, we give them the boldness to take the action they need to take. Some people out there are looking for confirmation, are looking for somebody that will speak out to things that they are going through. Maybe there are people like that will watch this video 5 years from now, 3 years from now. Please, let us be mindful. Be very, very mindful. But not only for the girls and for the boys. Not only for the girls, for the boys. Thank God it's not prevalent here in Europe, those of us that live abroad, but it doesn't mean that it's not happening. It doesn't mean that it's not happening. I recently, anyway, let me not just go there. I recently heard about a lady that found out that her husband was cheating with a very young girl. And when she started screaming and shouting, the man moved to Africa. God have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Please, as parents, particularly those in the health sector, most other people are working from home or work from home this period. Those in the health sector that are working, maybe I even remember that time about 5 years ago, there was a lady that brought her sister. This one is not about pedophile anymore, but brought her sister from Africa to come and help her with children. She had a lot of children, and she was doing care work or a nurse or something like that. She used to go for weekends, come back because there was money in it, and she brought her sister to come and help her with her children. And the husband started hitting the sister, started chasing the sister. So I heard this. We were in a shop, and that time this place is owned by, is a boutique owned by African. I said, why would you do that? She said, she too. Anyway, whatever it was, I told her it's better you leave that house. If you cannot talk to your sister, so sometimes people think because she's my sister, she can't do this. Please, let us be careful. I don't even know why I'm talking this. Maybe only God knows who has to hear this. Be careful. Even when someone is your sister, doesn't mean you should overexpose yourself, overexpose your family. People have different. The earlier you learn this, the better for you. The earlier you know that not everybody has good heart. Not everybody has clean heart like you. the better for you. Because how can you bring somebody all the way from Africa? You know how much it cost that time? Because that time, most of us didn't even have, we're just newly getting our paper. So she brought her sister. You can imagine all the stress she went to only for her to bring. She was the one that brought trouble into her family. I don't know why I'm discussing this. Maybe somebody needs to hear it. Let us be aware, be mindful, take you good, just be, apply caution in whatever you are doing. Apply caution towards your children. Be aware, awareness, discussing with them. Like, every child has stages. There's things you can discuss at different stages, but just have an open communication such that they can feel comfortable. Feel free to discuss with you when they're facing certain things. Feel free to discuss with you when certain things are out of cage. Or maybe your child used to be bubbly all of a sudden, started hiding, start feeling funny. It's time to us to discuss about it, to find out what's really going on. What's really going on? What's happening? What's happening? Don't just, at the end of the day, don't let's not be unaware. Let's not just be floating in the air, not being mindful of things that are happening, not being mindful. This lockdown time is also a time to analyze. Analyze one's life, analyze where you're going, analyze how things that has worked, things that haven't worked, and find ways to, improve on things. That's not difficult, is it? It's not difficult. Some things you might be aware of. It takes time to work on it. Like the first part I discussed about fear. These are things with time you work on it. We work on it and gradually start, removing those ideologies that don't help anymore. Things like that. And with time, we can only get better. With time, things just get better, get better, get better, get better. I think I'm done for tonight. I was able to finally chip in that thing that was um, really, really disturbing. Really, really disturbing. And it's so prevalent in some culture that they don't even see it as a big deal. I remember one time there was a lady that was telling me that while she was in university, she was the one training her brothers and sisters in college because there was how the family was. And the father never asked her, where are you bringing this money? Where are you bringing this money from? Eh? Where are those times? Even today, if I see anything amongst my children that I didn't buy, I ask them where they get it from. Where where has home training gone to? Huh? Where has home training gone to? That people, I pray it's no longer like that. That's just what my prayer is. I just pray it's no longer that bad, wherein people do not, due to situation, they don't care. They don't care to the point of knowing what's happening with their family, their children's life. And I was telling the lady when she was telling me, she was even saying it like in a, I was able to train my father, brothers and sisters. I said, your father did you a disfavor. You might not understand. She didn't get it. Well, I didn't go further. I just said your father did not do you a favor. If you were the one while you were in university training your brother and sister, and your father never asked you where you got the money from, he's kind of indirectly supporting evil. Indirectly supporting evil. I mean, and when I tell some sisters to be careful who they marry, they will think, some people will think I'm doing too much. Be careful who you marry. Be careful who you get involved with. Be careful. Be very, very careful. Be very careful. I think I'm done today. I'm really done today. Please let us be careful that we don't allow fear to inform our decision and sway us from being great. That's number one. And be mindful of our children. If you have children, it's not just girls alone, it's girls and boys. If you have a teenage child, and I tell you, that one, I have noticed it here. I didn't notice it among Nigerians, but among Congolese, it's like they are encouraging their son to scam women so that women will be bringing money for her. It is well. Bringing money to and it is parents that were telling their son. I said, how can you be saying that to your son that he should date, don't date this kind of people, date Oyibo will be giving you money. So you allow, oh God of mercy. Maybe it's still part of their culture. I don't know. As I told you that Some of people will see black cat and be binding devil. Or there was even a time people will see cockroach, they'll be binding devil. So I don't know if it's their culture, but there's some cultures that are not good. There are some cultures that are devilish. There are some cultures that are not good and they're against the law. There are some cultures that should be uprooted, like uprooted, removed, you know, removed. Somebody's encouraging their son to scam women. I mean, it is well. I think I finished for today. I finished for today. Because sometimes God knows who needs to hear what and when they need to hear it. Please, as I said before, if you are aware of somebody that is abusing their position as a leader, either a religious leader or political leader, are using it to attack people, maybe children or less privileged, taking advantage of people, please report such or take those people out of their influence so that they cannot destroy lives. So they can destroy lives. That's it. Even here, they tell you anything you discuss once it affects children, young children that don't have a say for themselves, they can report you. Have you in Africa? They don't have sex offenders list so that people will be aware. In America, a civilized nation. Here, civilized nation, they have sex offenders. So they don't even leave, they don't allow them to work. Some sex offenders are still pastoring, and children are exposed to them. Some sex offenders are still in politics and leadership in Africa, and they are still interacting with people they can destroy their lives with. It's not supposed to be so. It's not supposed to be so. It's not supposed to be so. And if you're watching me, you're the type that you will leave your wife and family here and you go to Africa dating young girls. Stop it. Check yourself into mental home. That means something is wrong with your brain. If you cannot deal with your age mate, if you cannot deal with people your age, you're looking for small children you can destroy their destiny. Stop it. Stop it. If somebody has not told you, stop it. God is telling me, using my mouth to talk. Stop it. Because when God wants people, next thing by the time God reacts, you will not even like how it's going to end. It's not going to end. Yeah, sometimes God is long suffering so that people can use their sense and come back, use their head and their mind to repent, like the prodigal son. Come back and say, oh God, I'm sorry. And turn around to turn around completely. You're the type of people that go to Africa. You have a family here. See, you go there acting like boyoyo. I don't know if it happens to women too. Maybe you're here. You have family. You go to Africa and you turn to another thing. Stop it. Stop it. Stop bringing evil into your family. Stop spoiling your generation. Stop spoiling the beautiful thing that God has blessed you with. I don't know who has to hear this, but I think I've said it, and I'm going to leave it as that. And I pray that God will give whoever is watching it, either you were on the other side, whether you were the one that was affected, or you know someone that's affecting your people, either God will give you the boldness to speak up, and if you're the person affecting other people, that God will give you the grace to stop. Today is the right day. Today is the right time. Today is the best time to stop, turn around, mend your ways. You can help people without taking advantage of them. You can help people without messing their destiny. You can help people. Yeah, because most of the people that are falling into this kind of thing are people that don't have, are people that are less privileged, people that don't have, somebody that's coming from a family, their father provides everything for them, will not be falling into that kind of trap. Or somebody that has the basic needs of life will not be falling into that kind of trap, So either people that because of your position, maybe you're their boss or their pastors, and you're taking that, stop it. Stop it. I tell you, it's not just in church. It happens it happens. Traditional rulers do it. Politicians do it. So many, but it can be stopped. Hi, Faith, longest time, how are you? It can be stopped. Those things can be stopped. It can be stopped. Look at everybody in your life as people that God has permitted to come into your sphere of influence, so that for you to affect them for good. And one day you're going to stand before God and give account for those people that He has brought your way. There are some people God has brought them your way. They don't have today. But let me tell you, those people can become tomorrow. Tomorrow they can become great. Do not underestimate them. There are some people, you're the one feeding them today, but tomorrow they are going to be the one helping you. Even if they don't help you, let it be that do you know there's something they call coming full circle? Do you know there are some people you're meeting today? It gets as it be for them today, but one time you're going to meet them later. Is that way you're seeing them today is not how you're going to see them tomorrow. What if some of these people you're dealing with today, tomorrow they will become president's wife? Would you like to go to maybe the Aso Rock of next 15 years and it will be a child that you were molesting that is now there? What kind of face will you use to go there? There are some people right now, you're the one helping them, but you don't know tomorrow. Yeah, Faith, yeah. No, there are some people you're helping today, but you don't know tomorrow. You don't know. I remember one lady was saying that her house help, the houseboy, someone that used to wash clothes for him, later became the governor of their state. Things can change. Let your life be such that people that come in contact with you, whether you're the one helping them or anything, you're giving them job or you're introducing them to something, do not take advantage of them. Do not misuse them. Do not molest them. Do not take advantage of them. So that, tomorrow, you don't know what can happen. You do not know what can happen. Things can change. Things can change. If you want to bless people, bless them. If you don't want to bless, keep your money, but don't molest people. Don't take advantage of that lady because she wants to pay her school fees. Now you're the one, you want to useless her life. You want to useless her life, telling her story about your wife that is lies. You lie about your wife. Some ladies, if they hear what their husband has said about them to people, they'll be wearing that thing, Muslim wear, that black thing. They will cover themselves. You can't lie to other people just because you want to take advantage of them. Because I remember that in my university days, I used to have a roommate. Every time, this man would just bring provision. God forgive me, I ate up the provision. But that was the way I knew what was happening. We used to live in the same room. Yeah, me and Lily. Every time this man would bring our provision will go finish safe. The man will bring another one. One day I called and say, this man is always bringing provision. What is the provision for? She started telling me that the man said he married early, that he never really wanted to marry the wife, that the wife was arranged by his parents, cock and bull story. And I said, you believe it? Even as at that time I didn't know anything, I didn't know much, but I said, and you believe it? And you believe what he's telling you? He's telling you all these things, that his wife is that, and so what? That the wife is too religious, too spiritual, that she's not flashy, and so you were giving us provision. The man will come every 2 weeks. That was where I knew about Horlicks. The man will buy Horlicks. After you read in the night, you take Horlicks, you will sleep. Your sleep will be sweet. That's how God have mercy. God have mercy. I don't know where the man is now. I don't know. But I know that thing she thought was a big deal then. I'm sure this girl, if she has graduated, she'll be earning so much more. And she will not want her husband to be in that position that man is going to lie to one lady about you. Just to, because the lady, I don't know, she was not necessarily from a poor home, but her parents were very busy. Her parents were too busy. They didn't have time for her. They did not have time for her. They did not have time for her. Some of the things, that's why even some of the youth, when you're addressing them, they think you don't understand. I say, I understand. Whatever that person is giving you is a matter of time. Some of you, if it's a provision, you can open supermarkets by yourself now. Whatever the person gave, whatever is the thing that is a matter of time. There was a time some people destroyed their destiny because of BlackBerry. Now nobody is even. If you carry BlackBerry, you're outdated. Please bless people that come into your life as much as you can without molesting them, without taking advantage of them. Because of some of them are poor, because of swallow, eba, gari, they can do anything. Or because of school fees. Bless them. Be the type that bless them, that tomorrow, when they see you, they'll be thanking God for you. They will not say nothing. Hmm? They will even be wondering, what kind of person are you? That you're different. That you're different. That you paid their school fees. You did not ask them to come and meet you in one hotel room. Hmm? You paid their school fees, and your wife is aware of it. Hmm? Some people just leave a whole of this Dublin Island. They will go to Africa every time. They say they are doing business. It's not business. Please, help people that God bring your way. Bless them, but do not take advantage of them. Do not take advantage of those girls that, because they go for those very young girls because they know that those ones don't know when you're being bullshitting them. You're playing BS of the highest order. Huh? Meanwhile, here is your wife that's paying for your rent, sponsoring your children to school. You go there with the little money you even collected from her. You go and be toasting another baby in Africa. Repent! Repent! For the kingdom of God is at hand. Repent. Repent. Hmm? Bless people that you want to bless. Do not take advantage of them. Bless them. Hmm? Bless people that God bring your way. As much as you can. Don't take advantage of them. It's not necessary. Then you introduce them to work, or you introduce them to somebody. Be a blessing without taking advantage of people, without destroying their life, destroying their destiny. Hmm? Destroying their life and destiny for no reason. I think I finished though. I finished. Really, this thing was really touched my heart. How the lady was saying that she was introduced because the man said, you're mature. They thought that she was mature when she was not mature. It's just that the man was looking for people he can that didn't know much, that did not know a lot. Hmm? That did not know a lot. It is well. It is well. Please report sex offenders to the right authority. I know in Nigeria, even if you report, they might not do anything, but at least let it be on record. 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 It's really sad. Actually, it's really sad. Really sad. That's why I'm praying that God will be bless you. That song I play, no be joke. That God enlarge your coast, bless you financially. Because when God blesses you financially, you can do good with the money. When God blesses people that have good heart, it's those that have good heart that will run away from money. No, make the money, use it after you. There's so much you can use on yourself and your children, your family. There'll still be extra. Bless people, help people that are less privileged. Help people, bless them. Bless them. Let your hand be the hand that God used to touch their life without string attached. No string. No string attached. No, set up foundation, set up a scholarship, no string attached. They don't have to come and be worshiping you, doing greeting you every day. Eku 3 days ago, eku 5 days ago, eku eku every day. They are seeing the elle. Some people even will pass and they will look at you. You didn't greet me. No. Bless people and no string attached. Can God trust you? God wants to bless you so that you can be a blessing to others. I think I finished for today. To me, that the last part of this message was hard for me to because I know people don't. Maybe I too don't like talking about certain things that it's hard, but I just had to find a way to share it. I just had to find a way to share it because it's real. It's happening. It's real things that are happening. And this person that even mentioned this case is not even, she was an American. At least for her to even say, that means God has started healing her to the level that she can say what happened to her. If it's in Africa, nobody will hear about it. Anyway, my prayer is that God will bless you, enlarge your case, so that you can be a blessing to your generation, be a blessing to so many people without string attached. Just be a blessing to people. If you're going to Africa to do business, let it be real business. Don't go there and be mesmerizing other people, you know, and lying about your wife that is in Europe. Some people will not like it, but it's true. Some people, every time your husband is always going to Africa, you don't know what she is going there to do. It is well, oh, it is well. It is well. It is well. It is well. I'll play that song again and